I didn't tip because my waiter didn't wait on me, so I'm at this upscale steakhouse called Morton's last Friday night with my girlfriend Julia for our 2-year anniversary. We'd been planning this dinner for weeks, and I'd saved up to make it special. We get seated at this nice corner booth with candles and everything. The atmosphere was perfect until our waiter Kevin showed up. This guy was maybe mid-20s, tall, one of those overly confident types who thinks he's God's gift to women. The second he sees Julia, his whole demeanor changes. "Good evening, beautiful," he says to her while completely ignoring me, not even a glance in my direction. "I'm Kevin, and I'll be taking excellent care of you tonight." Julia looks uncomfortable immediately, but tries to be polite. Kevin asks what she'd like to drink, maintains eye contact the whole time, even compliments her dress. "That color really brings out your eyes," he says. When it's my turn to order, he finally looks at me like I'm some annoying interruption. "And you?" he asks with zero enthusiasm. I order a beer, and he actually rolls his eyes before walking away. 20 minutes later, he brings our drinks, places Julia's wine down like he's serving royalty, then basically slides my beer across the table without looking at me, spills some on my sleeve, and doesn't even apologize. We order our entrees, and the same thing happens. He's asking Julia detailed questions about how she wants her salmon prepared, making suggestions, being overly attentive. For my steak order, he just nods and writes something down without asking anything. Food comes out, and Kevin places Julia's plate down gently, arranging her sides perfectly. Then he literally drops my plate in front of me so hard the steak bounces, asks her how everything looks, completely ignores me. Throughout the entire meal, Kevin keeps finding excuses to come back to our table, refills Julia's wine 3 times without being asked, compliments her jewelry, asks about her job. My water glass sits empty the whole time. Julia keeps trying to redirect the conversation to include me, but Kevin acts like I don't exist. She's getting visibly uncomfortable but doesn't want to cause a scene on our anniversary. Then comes dessert time. Kevin brings over the menu and goes, "A beautiful woman like you simply must try our signature chocolate souffle. It's as sweet as you are." That's when he does it. Slides a folded napkin next to Julia's wine glass with his number written on it, right in front of me. I've had enough. I stand up and say loud enough for the surrounding tables to hear, "Excuse me, but this is my girlfriend and we're here celebrating our anniversary." Kevin doesn't even flinch, just looks at me with this smirk and goes, "She's old enough to make her own choices, man. Maybe she wants to talk to someone more mature." The entire section goes quiet. Other diners are turning to stare. Julia's face is bright red from embarrassment. "Are you seriously hitting on my girlfriend right in front of me after ignoring me all night?" I ask, my voice getting louder. Kevin shrugs like it's no big deal. "Hey, I'm just being friendly. Not my fault she's out of your league." That's when the manager appears, this well-dressed older guy in a suit who'd clearly been watching from across the room. "Is there a problem here, gentlemen?" I explain everything that happened while Kevin stands there looking annoyed like we're bothering him. The other customers are nodding, some even chiming in that they witnessed his behavior. The manager's face gets darker with every detail. When I finish, he turns to Kevin and says, "Clean out your locker. You're done." Kevin's attitude completely changes. "Come on, man, I was just being nice. You can't fire me for being friendly." "You can be friendly without disrespecting customers and making people uncomfortable," the manager says. "This isn't the first complaint about you either." As Kevin storms off, the manager comps our entire meal and personally brings us a complimentary dessert. He apologizes multiple times and promises Kevin won't be bothering anyone else. We're getting ready to leave when Kevin appears in the parking lot. He actually follows us out and says to Julia, "You really gonna let this guy control who you talk to? You seem way too cool for someone this insecure." Julia stops walking, turns around, and looks him dead in the eye. "You really gonna keep embarrassing yourself after getting fired for being a creep?" Kevin's mouth drops open. Julia continues, "I've been uncomfortable all night because of you. Learn to read a room." We get in the car and drive away while Kevin stands there looking stunned. Julia starts laughing and says that was the most satisfying thing she'd experienced in months. Best anniversary dinner ever, and I didn't leave a single cent in tips.